Often I wonder, well, I thought about this question, like, if I had to ask someone, what does their walk look like with Christ? And as I sit here, I really thought, like, if I had to answer that question, what would be my answer? And honestly, walking with Christ, for me, is total surrender. Even when I do not want to surrender, even when I want my will and not his will, because, sometimes we get like that. We feel like we are trying to be in control of our own life, not knowing that we need to realize that God holds the control, and that's what I have to do sometimes, a lot of the times, to remember that I am not in control, and it is his will and not my own. It is his ways and not my own. And that looks like total surrender. That looks like picking up my cross and following him. That looks like wanting and acting like a disciple of Christ. That means treating people right, even when they wrong me. That means loving people, even when I don't want to, or even when, something may come up and someone may make me mad, or, someone may hurt me deeply where I feel like I cannot love that person right then, So knowing that I have that relationship with God, knowing that it's intimate, and for me, it's kind of deeper. It's like walking with him, like I genuinely really want to know. Like I remember praying, like, God, I don't want to ask you for anything. I just want to know who you are. I just want to know who your character is. And I remember going through a season in my life of him strictly showing me who his character was. And that was just like eye-opening for me to know his true character, that he really loves me. And instead of looking at me how I see me, I look at me how he sees me. And that's very, very life-changing. When you start to look at yourself the way God sees you and not how you see yourself, it is completely different. And just like I said, having that intimate relationship with God, knowing that I can call on him, I can lean on him, knowing that if I'm going through something and I'm crying, he is right there with me in that moment, crying with me. Even though he knows the outcome, even though he knows how it's going to turn out, he still does not leave my side. He is still right there with me, wiping every tear. Isn't that amazing that he stands right there in the process with us, even though we know what he knows, not we. He knows the outcome. He knows that his father is going to do 10 times more than what we're asking, or he has a better plan for us. He already knows the answer. But it's so amazing that he will still stand in the gap with us when we are going through, when we are crying, when things are going our way, when we feel like they should go our way. And Jesus knows that God has a plan for us, and we know because he told us in his word. So walking with Christ, it's not easy, guys. It's not. It's exciting. It is very rewarding, but it is hard at times. Like, it's hard. When you got to trust God instead of your own understanding, when you leaning on him and not what you can see and what you can do, is with him. And he will put you in those situations to where it's nobody but him. Because currently I've been going through a situation like it's nobody but him. Nobody could have got me through this. Nobody could have gave me the peace that suppresses all understanding. Nobody could have calmed my mind. Nobody could have comforted me like him. So I think that is a major thing, guys. So let's think about that today as Christians, or if you're trying to be a Christian. What does it look like to really walk with Christ? How do you act walking with Christ? It's literally total surrender, guys. Total surrender, even when you don't want to. It's total obedience, even when you don't want to be obedient. Even when you don't want to do the things that God is calling you to do. Because when I make these videos, I can't lie to y'all. Like, I be like, Lord, like, you sure you called me to do this? Like, this is what you want me to do? And he reminded me, yes, this is what I want you to do. This is what I'm calling you to do so that I can get the glory. So this is something that I cannot give up, because it is not mine to give up. It is his. So when God is calling you to do something, baby, you got to be obedient. You got to be obedient, and you have to stand in agreements of everything he is calling you to do and to be. And that's growing you. That's molding you. Like, I have really, really changed from who I really used to be. And I'm just so thankful for the growth that God has done in me and is still doing. So just know that walking with Christ is not a sprint. Baby, it's a marathon, okay? It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. It is not some quick fix. It is a lifestyle. So you guys think about that today. Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. What does your walk with Christ look like? All right. Have a great week.